All right, so we in here trying to get this thing cleaned up today. That's the mission for today. Get it cleaned up and get the, hopefully try to get the rest of the Dakota Digital installed. Because once the Dakota Digital's in this one, I can actually start driving it. Because then I know, what the engine's doing and all that stuff. Right now, I don't know what it's doing. Very, very, very crucial. If you have an LS and you have a 96, the 96 doesn't give you really many metrics, and especially when you're doing an engine swap with a new engine, you want to make sure you want to know as much about the engine as possible. So I always suggest either doing a Z28 cluster or Dakota Digital. That way, your oil pressure, your temp, all that stuff. So I haven't really been able to drive this car. I've driven it just a little bit, but I haven't really been able to get it up to temp and all that stuff because I had already started the Dakota Digital process. So since I got the car running, I have no idea what it's doing. So started cleaning it up. I'm going to hit under here with some paint just to clean that up a little bit. I already did the fender wells, hit them with some black. I'll come in here and hit this with some black. I ain't got the California, budget of my boy Sean, LS Swap Guru, to have the, I don't know if y'all seen that 96 he just did with the custom candy painted fender wells and custom painted DCM intake. I'm like, man, you out here got me looking bad, bro. So now what I got to do? I'm supposed to be the bubble man. I'm supposed to be the Impala B-body guru. You just LS Swap Guru for everything. And now you out here killing the bubble game, making me look bad. So now I got to send some fender wells off and get them candy painted so I can keep up with my boy Sean. Check out his video, the 96 with the DCM, all the fancy stuff. I actually sold him that harness. It was a harness I had laying around, waiting on the customer's engine to get built and stuff. Harness just sitting. He need one right away. If I could help my boy out, send him a harness, get him straight, saying that's what I'm gonna do. And looks like it worked out great. He was more than grateful. And that's what we got to do. We got to come together, man. We got to come together and help each other. Ain't no hate in my game. So that's what we're working on today, man. Trying to get this thing presentable. Still working on the cold air intake and all, so that's probably gonna be the last challenge. But yeah, just cleaning up as much as I can. So when you pop the hood, it's like, oh, okay, got an LS. Oh, it's hella clean. So that's where we at. Let me show you what I've been working on. So got the coolant overflow bottle out, started painting it. Got the windshield washer bottle out. I'm about to hit that with some paint. Also got the PCM because the PCM looked disgusting. So I'm trying to debate whether I should paint it black or silver. But I'm thinking I might just paint it back silver so it just looks clean and original. And I'll put maybe a BTR sticker on it because it's got a Brian Tooley cam in it. So why not put a BTR sticker? Maybe make it look cool. And then we'll paint that and get it back in there. So that's, like I told you guys, I'm going to start working on one car. I come in to keep myself on track and keep myself going. When I come into the shop, I'm going to pick one car. I'm going to work on it that day. So today is this car's day. And really, I don't need it on the lift anymore. Well, yes, I do. I got to figure out the shift linkage on this thing. It's got a 4L80, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the angle of the cable or what, but you got park, reverse, and then all the way back for drive. So got to figure that out. So that's why it's on the lift. So I've been messing around with that, trying to get that straight. Once I get that good, get it cleaned up, work out the cold air intake situation. I might see if the customer wants to do I think this car would actually benefit from the Ram Air thing. I used to have one, the race Ram Air and whatever they call it. You know what I'm talking about. Rasbach sells it, and it's the little box that comes over here and it comes straight through. Looks really nice. I used to have one. I think it would look really cool on this. I've never done one with an LS swap, and I think it looked good. So I'll ask him if he wants to go that route. If not, we'll just put a regular one on it and, kind of go from there. And then I got to vacuum and charge the AC. Vacuum it down, make sure there's no leaks, charge it, make sure it comes on, all that good stuff. And then we'll have AC, and then we'll work on the Dakota Digital. Probably won't finish it today. My son just called me, said he want to have a movie night tonight. So, I spend a lot of time at the shop. I work a lot of hours. When I get home at night from the shop, kids are already in bed, knocked out. I get them up in the morning, get them dressed for school, but then that's the only time I see them all day. So, sometimes it's like, I really want to do something with you or, something like that. I try to make it happen. You know, and that's something new, because I used to be like, well, we'll do it when I get a chance, you know, but they're kids, man. You got to make time. So that's something I've been learning and working on for myself, is making more time for my family. And, you know, I stay so busy with these cars and everything, but at the end of the day, if all these cars was to go away, the business was to shut down, I still have my family. So let me get to work so I can get home and do this movie night with them. Finish painting these things. I'll paint the computer. I think I'm gonna paint it silver. Yeah, I'm gonna paint it. I don't know, man. I'm painting silver. Since it came silver, I'm painting silver so it looks new. So computer silver, overflow bottle black, windshield washer bottle black, PCM silver. We'll get it all painted up and installed. And this is what I use. Just, you know, just simple Rust-Oleum, nothing fancy. And then I think this is the silver, the aluminum. Yeah, that's the aluminum. So we'll get it going. Still been trying to work on merch. I just been having so much other stuff going on. I got the mug, I got the sweater, I got the shirt, but I haven't really like put any effort into selling it, you know, making more for sale. So I may work it out. You know, I got stickers, all kinds of stuff, man. So working on that, but we'll get there eventually. Let me get to work. I'm rambling. Let me get to work. All right, let me show you guys underneath this thing, man. Look at that oil pan clearance. Woo. LS Simple brackets. Shout out Murphy, LS Simple, for the brackets. And we got long tube headers. Did a little hitting here, didn't have to. Got it into a V-bands. Not the cleanest setup, but the customer, I don't know if we talked about doing a full exhaust. We can always cut it and do a full exhaust later. Basically, I just had my guy connect it to the existing exhaust with V-bands. I like V-bands, so in the event you need to service it, you can, it's easy to take apart. So, you know, I'll show it to him, see what he wants to do, because the exhaust has never been touched. So, you know, this is just enough to get it running and get it together. And if we need to go back in and make this all nice and pretty later, we can. But here's the issue we're having right here is this linkage. And I think, because I'm looking at the angle of it, and I think that's the problem right there. So how it kind of comes out and goes that way. I think that's the issue. So we're gonna have to tackle that, try to figure out why it's doing what it's doing. So let's mess with it. 4L80, Circle D stall in there. Nice little billet front plate. Torque converter. BRP cross member. Don't roast me too bad. I didn't do this. I didn't weld this. I sent this to somebody. They did this. So, you know, don't freaking beat me up too bad. Like, oh, why didn't you do freaking drop dimes better? Make it all pretty. And, you know, like I said, we'll get there. We got to tighten up one of these fittings. Looks like it's leaking a little bit. Little banjo fitting up there. Seal looks good. Everything looks good. Shout out to my boy Randy for building the transmission. So let me get to messing with this linkage and figure this out. All right, man, back in the shop. Not sure where I ended the video. I think I was still working on this one. So I got the air intake all finished up. Got the bottles painted nice and clean. I ended up putting the current performance sticker on the computer. I ended up going silver, put the current performance sticker on. I think it looks good. And of course I had to put, you know, my sticker on there. So when you pop the hood, you're like, ooh, who did this swap? Boom, there it go. Oh, how I get in touch with them? There we go. So got the AC vacuum down. So I got the valves closed and it's just really holding pressure from the system into the gauges. And really, I don't know if you guys do AC or know how to, but using the manifold gauges, what I'm doing is I put the vacuum pump on it. It sucks down vacuum, and 0 is atmosphere, and then this is -20. I don't know what the actual thing is, -20 vacuum or whatever. But what you want to do is let this sit. So I'm letting it sit for a few hours. If it sits there and that needle doesn't move, then we know we don't have any leaks. Because if it was leaking, it will go back to 0. So as long as it holds vacuum, I usually leave it for a few hours or while I'm doing something else, and then come back to it and then, charge the AC. So as long as all the wiring is right, which I have no reason to think it's not, everything's plugged in. This car should have air conditioning. Currently working on the Dakota Digital. I got the shifter linkage thing figured out. I wanted to film when I was doing it, but Torian was here working on his truck, made a whole mess, filled up my trash can. I hope he watches this video, because he just filled up my trash can and left. He was like, oh, I gotta go, and just left and didn't clean up his mess. Look, but it's cool. Look, he left his impact, so I got me another impact. Yeah, I'm not even gonna tell him either. That's for not taking out my trash. But anyway, so this car is like right at the finish line, guys. We are like right there. So once I get the Dakota Digital installed, I'll finish that, and then I'll come in, I'll charge the AC. As long as the AC works and everything, I'm gonna take it up and down the road for a ride. And what I may do is drive it home tonight, drive it to the shop in the morning, and just drive it back and forth for a few days, get on the freeway with it, and just make sure it's A1. So when the customer gets in it and he drives it, it's good to go. I like to do that just because I like to simulate real world stuff as much as I can before I give the car back. So I'll take it home, let it sit, fire it up in the morning, drive it to the shop, just drive it around. I have insurance. The tags are expired back in 2020. So, but normally if I'm wearing my mechanic stuff, and the cops around here know me, they've pulled me over a couple times, and anytime they see an Impala, they wave and stuff. So they know I work on them, and my shop is over here. So currently working on the Dakota Digital. So I'll show you guys a little of that. So this is where we are so far. I got all the wires ran to the control box, and I'm gonna mount it underneath, and then I'll just connect them to the wires, that come out of the odometer. And that's it. I mean, it's pretty, I have full detailed videos on my Dakota Digital installs on the 94, 95s, and the 96. Actually, oh, he left his oil container too. Oh, we out here. So, you can reference those videos if you need help, or if you're trying to decide if Dakota Digital is the way to go. I like it on LS swap vehicles, especially because it gives you it opens up all kinds of options, and you can get intake air temp, you can get your transmission temperature. I mean, the menu is amazing on Dakota Digital. You can put it in a stock Impala with an LT1. You don't get as much information, but if you have like a 96, I'd 100% do it, because now you have your actual oil pressure, you have your voltage, you have, of course you got your temp and your fuel and all that stuff, but then you can go through the menu, you can get your quarter mile time, you can change, it's you have your clock right there. It's a lot of cool features. And again, in the videos where I actually do full detailed installs, I actually go through all the cool options and stuff like that. So if it is something that you want to do, I still have a discount code with lionparts.com, discount code OTG. They do give you 5% off any Dakota Digital product, whether it be for an Impala, a Donk, a Cutlass, whatever. Somebody messaged me like, oh, well, if I sign up for their email, I get 10% off. Yes, you will get 10% off, but if you read the fine print, it's not for Dakota Digital and something else, some other type of product. There's two companies that if you do sign up for the 10% off through their website, email list, or whatever, it doesn't apply to. And Dakota Digital is one of them, so you only get the discount with OTG. And I'll put the link, I put it in one of the videos, I'll put it in this one too. Order it. It's really cool. It's not a plug and play. I'm telling you right now, you have to do some wiring. There's some figuring out schematics and stuff like that. Don't message me and ask me how to do it. I'm not going to. I charge quite a bit of money to do this. So unfortunately, I'm not going to give you the game for free. And that's just how, that's. Oh, he left trash. Look at this. Oh, your boy Torian. Look, he left his old lines. That's how friends do you. See how friends do you? Anyway, and starting now, LS swap consultations take up a lot of my time, especially when people come in. So you want an LS swap consultation, I have no problem sitting down with you, going through the whole process, pricing, options, everything, but I'm charging you $125. Now, if you book the swap with me, of course, I will not charge that, or it will go towards your bill. But if you come in, you sit here for an hour, talk my head off, and we talk about LS swap, and you leave, you owe me $125. I'm willing to do that. We can do a FaceTime. We can do it via Instagram video, I don't care, but you're gonna pay for my time. I'm no longer doing that for free. It's not about not helping people, but at the same time, it took me a long time to get to this point. It took me a lot of blood, sweat, tears, frustrations, wanting to stop doing this. A lot of reading and research and trial and error to figure out how to make these engines fit in these cars well, what combinations work, what doesn't work, what works best. It took me a long time to do this, and as much as I would love to just give that information away for free, I can't. I have a business to run. So somebody had hit me up like, hey, what would you charge me to give me just a step-by-step book on how to LS swap an Impala? I told him $500 and he paid it, and I sent it to him. And he just actually sent me a video of his car firing up for the first time. It was worth every penny, he said. I sent him every single part that I use on these. I sent him the links, where to get them, how to do it, what to cut, what not to cut. I even sent him the tune files and showed him how to do it. So, it's worth it for him, might be worth it for you. I have a tried and true, proven way to do this. This is probably about the 4th or 5th LS swap car I put on my channel that you guys have seen. I really need to start doing them from beginning to end so you can see the whole process. I do have another one coming. So that 6.0 right there, I may bring that car in. It belongs to somebody. He's hood famous. He holds a lot of like street races and stuff out in South Carolina. So I have his car coming in. As soon as you see the car, most people that know who he is are gonna be like, oh, I know whose car that is. It's pretty unique. So maybe on his build, I will bring it in and do like a full, from pulling the LT1 to sending it back to him, the whole 9. And he's been super patient. If you're watching, bro, I appreciate you so much. He's a business owner. He kind of does the same thing that I do. He trusted me with this project, and I'm so appreciative. I know it's been forever. No bullshit, I've had his car since April. But the difference is I've communicated, and I think that's where a lot of shops go wrong, and a lot of people who are in business for themselves and they're doing these cars go wrong. At least all the issues I've had have been communication. If people would just communicate, pick up the phone and say something, it would just resolve so many issues. If I told him originally I was going to try to get his car ready for his show in September. In August, I called him. I was like, look, bro, I'm sorry it's not going to be ready. How can I make it up to you? What else do you want on your car? You've been wanting to do. If it's something that makes sense for the both of us, I got you. He was like, man, I want a Dakota Digital. I said, no problem. Buy Dakota Digital. I'll do it. I'll put it in. No extra charge. I charge a couple $100 to put them in. So, he was like, cool, appreciate it. So the Dakota Digital is in the backseat of his car. As soon as his car comes in, it's getting the Dakota Digital. So, but again, I've been in contact with him the whole time. Hey, bro, I'm just, I got slow, or not got slow. I got busy, and, I lost an employee. I got backed up. No problem, bro. Just, whenever you can get it done, get it done. Because at the end of the day, what can you do? Either he'd be like, hey, man, I need it by this day, or if you can't have it done by this day, just run me my money and I'll come get my car. Cool. What can I do? Cool. All right, bro, here you go. But it's when people be like, oh, I have it done next week. And they keep putting it off. Oh, I'm gonna have it next week. Oh, I'm gonna have it next week. Oh, I'm gonna have it next week. That's where people get frustrated. And that's where my frustration went with the interior people, and all the other people I did work with. And anyway, let me get this Dakota Digital put in so I can take y'all on a ride in this LS Swap 96 and this 6.0 4L80 3000 stall BTR Stage 3 with the Dakota Digital. So you already know I took it for a ride. Forgot the camera, but I had to put some, I got to put some power steering fluid in it. But I just checked the shop, I don't have any. I did also need to top off the transmission fluid. I just put a quart in there, so that should help. But it drives pretty good, guys, for 4L80, no gear. It drives pretty good. So as you can see, all the gauges are working pretty good. Speedometer, I haven't calibrated it yet, so it's not going to work yet. You have to calibrate it, and the power steering is going to make a bunch of noise, but yeah, she rides pretty good. So I'm gonna take it for a quick ride. Just to show you guys it. She runs and drives pretty damn good. Alright, let's go out this way. It stays pretty cool too. It doesn't run hot. Those headers though, I don't really like them. You probably can't see me, but I don't really like these headers. I use some Scoen Feel, something a little different. And I mean, there's like, they're painted and the paint is peeling already and it stinks and it looks ugly. So I don't like that. So I'm not using those again, but that's what I'm doing. Oh, speedometer's working a little bit. Yeah, this needs some more fluid. It takes a little while to shift, but she's moving. But I don't want to go too far because I don't have a truck and trailer, and you know. But I just want to show y'all that she runs pretty good. That's a 604 L80 stage 2 cam, you know. Oil pressure looks good, voltage looks good, temp looks good, and there's no bottom to the seat belt, so I can't even put my seat belt on. So hopefully there's no cops out. But we're gonna do a, let's see, can the window roll down? Nope. Okay. Let's get out here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she runs good. So, ooh yeah. Love the smell of burning rubber in the morning. Yeah, it drives pretty good, smooth, you know. So we'll get this radio in here, we'll get the speedometer calibrated, and she'll be good to go. Let me see if I can get a little burnout footage here. Well, one wheel peel, so she's gonna need a posi. But she runs pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Yep. All right, y'all. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. 604 L80, 96 Impala Dakota Digital, LS swap, getting it done, getting these cars out, getting them done, getting them finished, getting them sent home, so I can start taking in some new cars. So hopefully, like I said, my goal is to get all these cars done by the end of the year and gone by the end of the year. Like I said, there are probably going to be one or two here that I'm still going to have, but for the most part, I want to have all these old swaps out of here. Again, I appreciate the comments, likes, subscriptions, all the kind words. And shout out to my boy Guru for the shout out in his video. I sent him a harness I wasn't using, and he got that car fired up. But he making me look bad, man. You can't be candy painting these fender wells and then putting it on the internet on these Impalas, man, because now everybody gonna be like, well, shit, Guru got the candy painted fender wells. Why OTG don't have the candy painted fender wells? So I'm gonna have to holler at you about that, bruh. But nah, man, y'all go check out my boy LS Swap Guru. Most of my subscriptions came from him anyway, so I'm pretty sure y'all already know who he is. But I need him to get back to the G body channel and leave the B bodies to me. But that's it for this one, y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next one.